Hello, welcome back to another video with Mind Money Masters, your one-stop source for all things related to investing, personal finance, and making money, with a little motivation hopefully along the side. I'm your host, Cameron Clark. I'm really excited for you to join me today. Today we're going to talk about family finance and family finances. How can a family or their mindset affect your success? And more specifically, how family perspectives and opinions may affect you. Hopefully we can learn some things today about breaking past habits and how to keep a success mindset no matter what your family history is like regarding finances. Well, let's get started. First thing I want to talk about is financial growth within your family. So it's a very broad topic. So I want to ask this question: how can a family affect your mindset for financial growth? Well, in order to answer that, we have to go back to what your financial situation was while you were growing up. Did you ever hear these phrases? Money doesn't grow on trees. Money is the root of all evil. Or I can't afford this. One of the things that I establish in my household right now is we don't say the word can't, we say how. How can we afford this? Not I can't afford this. That's a dirty word in the household. Also, money doesn't grow on trees. Money is the root of all evil. These are all things that are typically misquoted because the quote is the love of money is the root of all evil. Money doesn't grow on trees. I'm not exactly sure where that one started, but I know we've all heard that. One thing I want to bring up is that our financial situation is a direct result of how we first understood finances. So think about that. When we're growing up, did we ever hear about budgeting? Did we ever hear about paychecks, savings, investing, building a business? How does that affect our mindset? What can we do to break out of a situation in the past that we didn't actually have a good mindset, or maybe we did and we've just gotten lazy or complacent? How do we build a business with that potentially negative mindset? That's one of the things we're going to talk about today. We're also going to talk about your financial situation growing up, how to break out of that, and some other things that maybe potentially could offer some support or motivation for you. Let's get started with the family financial management issue at hand. So money, according to the American Psychological Association, is consistently among the top sources of stress within a family. Now, for everyone, this really shouldn't be a secret, right? I mean, we look at all of the rising rate of divorces, the rising rate of family issues. Money is surrounding a lot of that. Either we don't have enough, or there's stress over budgets, or paying bills, or bankruptcy. Money is a huge, huge stressor within the family. So if we become financially free, using money to invest, to save, to build, that would relieve a lot of stresses potentially within the family. My personal experience with family financial management was kind of a mixed bag. Specifically, we had some financial challenges. Budgeting was a little bit of a challenge. We didn't really talk much about budgeting. We didn't talk about savings, investing. My family tried multiple businesses when I was growing up, and I tend to hear a little bit about that and have the repercussions associated with maybe a failed financial business, a failed mindset. We tend to go towards what we lacked as a child. So how was I able to break out of that, and how were you able to potentially break out of that? Hope does not change our financial situation. We need to make sure that we have tangible steps that we can take in order to move towards financial freedom. One of the things that I want you to really take away from this video today is that we cannot change our experiences. So the past is the past, but we can learn from them. Don't revel in the past. Don't allow the past to repeat itself. Break out of that. Move towards something that can bring you more success. Quick family financial guide. Your family can offer you the best and the worst of advice for financial issues. When I first started my entrepreneurial journey, one of the things I've always gotten support from my family, but there was definitely one of those, maybe you should consider a 9-to-5 job. Maybe you should consider just sticking with what you have and growing and saving your income 40%. That way you can live off of that when you retire at 65. And, all of these age-old adages that don't make any sense anymore. So your family may not understand what you're doing, and same with your friends. They may suggest a safer route. They may suggest that if you have any specific financial goals that are beyond what they believe, they may suggest that's not the way to go. However, it's still important to discuss it with your family. It's still important to bring those goals together. What are the wealthy families teaching their children about money? Well, I tell you right now, it's not going to be what everyday people are teaching their children about money, because it's based upon your perspective. So the wealthy families are teaching their children about building assets, getting multiple streams of income, looking into alternative investments. Financial knowledge is key. We want to focus on making the next generation have a better life than our generation. How do we do that? Well, I already mentioned financial knowledge. That's key. It builds financial independence. Also, inheritance, transferable wealth, insurance. One of these things that we need to learn more about in order to leave a better life and a legacy for our family. One of the things that I would definitely encourage everyone to do is have your own business. Now, how do you build a business if you have past family financial issues that caused problems, and those issues were surrounded by one of your family members building a business? I had that situation. My family members, several of my family members went into business and it didn't work out as well for them. So one of the things that I think you need to remember is that you're not they. Was there anyone in your family that had an entrepreneurial mindset? What was your relationship to that person? And are they still a source of knowledge? Using the family in that way and working with the family to gain that knowledge is amazing. And it can even change the perspective of maybe a previous negative situation that you were worried about. If you build a relationship with a financial coach or a mentor, obviously not a family member, but they offer an outside perspective. One of the things that I learned a while ago, reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki wrote that book. He had a rich dad and he had a poor dad. Now, obviously, his rich dad is how he uses it. It's not actually, it was his friend's father, but his dad was the poor dad. And the mindset is so different between those two father figures. You need to have a rich dad, and hopefully you don't have a poor dad, but if you have one, you need to have a rich dad for sure. Any of these coaches or mentors are designed to keep you motivated. Just like with the rich dad and the poor dad, the rich dad kept Robert motivated, gave him different ideas, helping him to learn all of the various steps associated with building a business, building assets, creating wealth. Another thing that I want you to definitely remember is that stressing over success or failure is not productive. I mentioned a little bit earlier, you're not the person that potentially failed at that business. That's not you. You are gaining knowledge. You are gaining experiences that are completely different than that person's environment. So stressing over whether or not you're going to make it or whether or not you're going to fail is not productive. Take every step, every day closer to your goal. Mindset is everything. One of the things to also think about is your family why you want to be successful? Make sure to include that when you talk with your family about this. Mindset is seen through no matter who you're speaking with. One of the things that I want to kind of wrap up today on family finances, there's many different views on discussing finances in your family. I would probably encourage discussing finances and financial freedom and financial education very early on. This doesn't allow you to be caught up in using the past experiences of your family as the path that you're going to take. You are your own person. You can create your own future. Now, don't necessarily be so caught up and neglect your family. If you just go and try to build your business and forget about your family and not even involve them, then that can be also very detrimental. So I think there's a delicate balance that you have to hold there. You know, you can't allow your family to dictate your future success, and you also can't neglect your family on your path to success. So bring it in as soon as possible, but then also maybe don't share everything. Maybe share the things that potentially show how much you care about them and why your family is your why. Another thing, I don't want you to compare yourself to any other family. So many times we get caught up in this perspective that is comparing ourselves to the Joneses or the Smiths or the whomever. Don't compare yourself to other families. You want to lean on your family for support, but you also don't want to take your situation and compare it to other situations. I mentioned already, mindset is of greatest importance. That's key to growing anything, really. I mean, a business, a family, anything successful. You have to have a positive mindset. You have to go forward with your positive mindset. You know, you don't have to follow in the same footsteps. That's, to reiterate again, you don't have to follow everything that is in your past or what your family has created. You know, that past process has led you to where you are right now, and where you are right now is not where you want to be. So we're trying to break free of that and experience financial freedom. Once again, the one step every day towards your goal will get you there. Now, if you're completely unsure of where to start, I have a link in my bio on a program that I strongly recommend. It's the best that I've seen. It's actually the program that I started with, and it will help you develop the necessary skills to develop a business and yourself with this ever-changing business world. I have links for that in the bio and the description, and then I also have links for any recommended reading that I would have. You know, I like to recommend books. It's one of the easiest and fastest way to get knowledge. So I will have links for the bio, links for the books in the description as well. You know, the last thing that I'll say is that family finances can be challenging, but it's also super rewarding. If you can help your family grow and also you build at the same time, it's an amazing experience to share in that joy with your family. Thank you so much for listening. This is Mind Money Masters with Cameron, signing off. Cheers to your success.